welcome to the Routemaster Show, issue 125, and I got it right tonight.
You did.
So, yeah, I'm quite chuffed at that one. So, yeah, I'm your host tonight, unfortunately, for the Routemaster Show. Let's get on with it. So, I will start off with my guests and co-host tonight. So, the first one we have is Mr. Adrian.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, we're going to do issue 125. At least I got this correct this time.
Yeah. And the man with all the knowledge, Dave Say.
Thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, happy to be here tonight doing issue 125 of Build the Classic Routemaster. Let's get on.
And we have our master builder, Steve-O.
Good evening. Welcome to the show. Plenty of red screws tonight, so here we go.
Yep.
And here we have an old face, but not so old, Penelopes Pitstop.
Hello, everybody. Now, I seem to remember watching a show yesterday where someone made a mistake and someone in the background had fits of laughter. Hello, everybody. How are you all? Yeah, I am able to make it tonight, so I'm extremely happy. Coming on this show is worth not getting a day's pay for.
Fantastic. And our special guest tonight is Geordie Dave.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for letting us on the show. I hope everybody's enjoying it. I think I'm looking forward to it. I've got this to do yet.
Yeah. Okay. So, how are we all?
Oh, not too bad. A bit tired because we're still in the throes of having the house conversion done, but yeah, a bit tired. But feeling a lot cleaner, I must say, after my shower.
Oh dear, I couldn't imagine having all that work done for a week.
Oh, it's horrendous.
But it's a bit like when I moved in here and there was no radiators downstairs or anything. And they had to rip the entire system out and restart it. Luckily, we hadn't moved in, so it wasn't too bad for us, but not the thing you want before the week before Christmas, is it?
No, not really, no. We're playing musical rooms at the moment, so we go from one to another. When they come in, we go out.
Right. Oh, God. So, are we all ready?
Yeah.
Right. Right, so while the cameras are sorted, I will do the chat. So we have
good.
Peter Whitlock. Hello and good evening, everyone. I hope you're all okay.
Hello.
Hello, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
We have P40F20. Hi, all. Ready for another build session with the Dream Team.
Hello.
Happy P40F20.
We have Yorkshire Crafter. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Julie.
We have Dano Builds. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Dano.
And then last, we've got Penelopes Pitstop. Evening, everyone. Hope you are all well.
Hello, Penelopes Pitstop.
And that's the chat. So,
okay,
let's get ready to build.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So I think it'd be the usual format tonight, is it, Mark? With me calling the shots and Steve-O building.
Yes, of course. And Adrian doing his magic in the background.
Adrian on the cameras. Yeah. Okay. Well, tonight, with everybody, we're doing issue 125 of Build the Classic Routemaster, and we're doing the panel and details for the offside lower deck. Panel for the offside of the lower deck fits behind the driver's door, beneath the lower deck windows. Various details and trim strips are added to give a neat finish. So, and we've got quite a few parts to go through, haven't we, Steve-O?
Yes, we have. Quite a few tonight.
So there's more to do than last week, then?
Yeah, a bit more to do than last week.
There is.
Yeah, looks like it, yes.
Yeah, so when you're ready, we'll go through the parts. Ooh, okay. So it's 125A, the side panel. Oh, lovely, lovely side panel. I take it it's in metal, Steve, like the rest of them?
It is metal again with the overspray back end.
Yeah.
It just seems
Jolly
to pick
good.
up lots of finger marks.
Yeah. Yeah, still polish out if you're careful with the
red.
with a
The red
non-lint.
a bit wishy-washy tonight.
Yeah, it is a bit wishy-washy, but never mind.
With the light.
It might steady off a bit later on.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got 125B, the side strip marked A163.
Okay. So it's red. Light to focus.
A163.
Oh, it's not full.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not
I
very
can
good.
just about make it up.
It's
Okay.
red. Yeah, no problems.
So then we've got 125C, the side strip marked A163B.
Same again, red in colour, and 163.
B on the end, yeah.
And you might find the other end is slightly different, isn't it?
It is. It's got the slight cutaway.
Ah, chamfered edge, yeah. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah. So then we've got 125D, side strip marked A163C.
Again, red in colour. This one's just a plain beading. There's no special. Somewhere. I can just the numbers there A613C.
Yeah, jolly good. Okay. Then we've got 125E, side strip marked A164 times 2.
Okay. Yeah, two red. 164.
That's correct. Yeah. Then we've got 125F, which is a side strip marked A165M.
Now this is the one what's caused the this is the one what goes around the step.
Yeah.
Now this
Controversial
is the one
piece is this one.
mine's got the M on it. I'm led to believe a few people have had the issued with the near side one without just A615 without the M on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so you can see the step cut away, and hopefully it should be going like that on the build.
Yeah, jolly good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we've got 125G, which is side strip marked A166.
Okay, so side strip again, small one in red, and it's A166.
Jolly good. Then we've got 125H, side strip marked A167 times 2.
Right, these are the very small ones.
Wow, I can see if you blew too
Yeah.
hard.
Yes, jolly good.
They are. They're very small then.
Yeah,
So-
if Steve or Sneeves there, they'd be flying out of his hand, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and straight out the window.
Oh, well, when you actually unpack it, they're actually in their own little separate compartment. and they're the first. They were the first things what came flying out.
Yeah.
I would
That
imagine
happens
if you had just a little bit of static in the bag,
Then
they'd
we've-
probably stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So then we've got 125I side strip marked A170B. I believe it's the curved one.
Okay. And that's the one what's going to go round the front wheel arch.
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe it is, yeah. Then we've got 125J, the garage code plate.
Which is again exactly like what we had on the near side.
Yeah, the letter D. And 125K, the running number plate.
Again, metal again, painted, and it's in this form of a stencil.
Aha, 13.
Yep.
Unlucky for some. Then we've got 125L. It's ×2.
So it's ×2. They're the holders. There they are.
Jolly good. Then we've got 125M step inset.
Okay. It's my step.
Yeah,
Jolly good.
And I've actually done a little mod there, which is I've actually painted like the near side. It's actually got a grooved edges. You just about make it out then, I think, when the camera picked it up.
Mm.
So I've just painted where, because being the driver's one, you'll only get your sort of top part of your foot. There was no need to paint
I can see
all
that.
the way in. So I've actually modded mine and actually done exactly like I did the near side and just highlighted it with silver paint.
Yeah.
But it comes red.
Okay. So, and then we've got 125N service opening trim strip.
Bit like a horseshoe.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Looks like a U or an N.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can do that, can you?
No.
Or are we on?
No, you cannot get on my bus without paying.
No mask,
Yes.
no travel. There you go. So we can even do some words.
Yeah, excellent.
Some words are no on.
125O, which is service opening flap.
Okay. And this is metal. And it's even
hinged.
It's hinged and it's painted both sides.
Oh, lovely.
It's like a nice little piece.
Yeah. Lovely. 125p fuel access trim strip.
There we go.
Yeah. Jolly good.
Oh, that looks really nice.
And we've got screws of NM 1.5 by 3mm by 83 in red.
That was exactly what I just said, Mark, but my microphone was on mute.
That must be the most we've ever had then.
83 screws.
Wow.
So then we've got KM screws, 1.5 by 5mm screws, but times 3 in red.
Just out of curiosity, with those 83 screws, how many spares have they given you?
You'd probably get about I don't. You do get some spur because I do end up with spur at the end of it, but
I mean, obviously, I'm only up to about 95, 96. And in my experience, you always get one spare. But usually you only get sort of 1 to 5 or maybe 10 screws.
yeah.
So you're getting like 10% extra.
Mm.
So if they're using that same number with 83 screws, would you get sort of 5 to 10 extra free? Because
I think
that's
so,
a lot.
I've always managed to drop a few on the floor and still finish the build.
That's exactly why I keep my screws. I mean, I've had it before where they've gone flying across the run, and I've just gone, okay, fair enough. I'll just use the screws I've saved from a previous issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're ready, Steve, we'll go on to step 1.
Okay. So we're going to busy
Okay.
for you. Before I start stage 1, when I actually got the panel and I inspected it, across the top bit, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. I've got a lot of white lights. Let's just see if I can get rid of the lights. It's very difficult. There was actually, it looked like sort of iron filing stuck to the end, so I have to clean them off. And like a rough, I think you just make it out there because I've still got the red paint disappeared.
Yeah, I can see.
I actually had to clean that up just to make sure it was nice because there's a bit of a lump there. So maybe just a one in a million for me, but it could be.
Yeah.
And then going down to the frame, the problem I was getting was the 2 window frames when they cross over.
Right.
There were 2 different levels, only slightly.
Yeah.
So I just put a needle file underneath, and I just try to straighten them out a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've looked on your models, but the ones with the windows seem to stick out a little bit further.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Oops. We've lost the camera. There we are.
They're a bit. It's presumably that's the way it is. But I noticed when I was fitting the panel, it wasn't like it wasn't going home true. So I just got a needle file and just made them a little bit better.
Yeah.
But
excellent.
I've took the paint off. But I just try to tidy them up just to make the panel fit a little bit better.
Yeah, good idea. Excellent idea there.
I mean, I don't know if you want to go to. This is my second mod.
Yeah, we can go to that one now. Yes. You're going to explain about this. Yeah.
I've just highlighted it because obviously it's just painted red when you get it on the frame. So it's supposed to be the, I think it's the brakes. So I've just basically painted the black background, silver, gold, sort of the plug where you can undo it and fill it up, and I've put a little bit of yellow to represent the whatchamacallit, it's supposed to be the level.
The level, the sight level.
But unfortunately, it is the wrong way round.
Oh.
I've had a look at the Haynes manual, and it looks like if you could obviously you can't because it's casted in the frame. If you went back half a turn, so what would happen is that level would be straight, and the plug will be on the a little bit over on this side. So you've got it right. They've got all the detail right, the window and the plug, but for some reason it's been casted the
opposite side.
It needs sort of like spinning to coming anti-clockwise.
Yes.
I only noticed that when I was super detailing it up.
I believe Adrian's got a shot of what we're all getting when we haven't modded them.
Yes, here it is.
There we are. And that's what everybody else will get unless you do mod yours. So it'll just be painted red. But Steve being Steve, he's super detailing his model, and he's picking out the obvious bits and pieces along the way and making his model special to him. But that's the piece without any modifications, isn't it, Adrian?
Yes.
Yeah.
And back to Steve.
And back to Steve. We've got a doggy. Doggy wants to join us on stream.
Yeah, they're all. So I've changed rooms now. I'm in my sort of spare room, my bedroom. So
yeah,
they're all in the bedroom, and sort of you might just get a few like if they do. Someone makes a noise or try to get the red screws out.
Well, doggies are doggies out there, so they'll be all right.
Yeah,
right. So I'll go on to step one then, Steve.
Yeah.
Before we do that, we'll catch up on the chat, I think. Huh?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so we've got Christine say hi, everyone. Hi,
hello.
Christine. We've got Terry Slater. Hi, everyone. Great show as usual. Waiting for my last 4 issues.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
And we've got Izzy Harris. Hi, all. Great to see you all again.
Hello, Izzy.
I'm back.
Right. Okay, let's crack on then. So, step one, Steve.
Okay.
Step one is position the panel 125A against the frame 101A and 102A behind the driver's door so that the screw holes are aligned as indicated. And in the little red circle there it says, make sure that the screws holding the frames 101A and 102A are fully tightened before fitting the panel 125A. So, very good advice there, Steve. Would you say?
Of course, yeah. As I said, I've already gone round mine.
Yeah.
I always try to try to just see what there's any snags before the show. So yeah, I always make sure that everything, because obviously we've had movement as well, and people's different things get tightened up. I suppose it does make a little bit of movement, but yeah, panel's in place, and I'm using the nails to as my third hand.
Yeah, jolly good. Okay, so step two then is holding the panel 125A in position, fit the step-in set 125M in place behind the offside front wheel. Note that the textured surface goes at the bottom. Fix the inset in place with 2 red KM screws circled. They go through the rim of this step-in set and through the panel 125A into screw holes in the frame circled in yellow in step one.
I've got another Harshette. I've managed to. I've got another Harshette screwdriver to what's magnetised.
All right, we're good.
We've got no problems this time. Yeah, fitted in quite nicely, and 2 screws, and again it will sit just a little bit proud of the panel.
Yeah.
So does this penny make you feel like you can't wait to get started on your bus again?
Oh, I've been like that ever since I did the last show that I've done. But to be honest with you, what really got me going again was when I moved from Newport. Obviously, we took the bus with us, and it was like handling the bus. And yeah, but watching, I'm really jealous of Steve at the moment. But
right, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, jolly good. Lovely fit as well it is. So step 3 is fix the 2 brackets 125L in the top right hand corner of the panel 125A using 2 NM screws circled for each bracket.
And you can see quite obvious. Then there's the 2. You see the 4 holes. So obviously, we have to leave the end strip for beading.
Yes, there's 4 holes that are all in one line, aren't they?
Yes. I can remember this being fiddly last time.
Is it fair to say it's not any less fiddly now?
Yeah, it's really. We'll get there.
Just take your time, Steve. It's not a race. It's enjoy it. At the end of the day, if people haven't done this issue yet, like myself or Penny or whatever, it just, we know what to look out for.
Yeah.
Do you know how soothing you are, Steve?
I know when you're showing us that Spitfire video before, that guy had a very soothing voice. The one you like.
Oh, the one at the beginning.
Yeah, he had a very sort of...
You mean Spitfire videos that I haven't actually released onto YouTube yet, so that no one else other than you knows about them.
Right.
No, it's fine.
When you said the guy was quite a nice, he was like a very soothing.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm just watching this as well, because as you tighten it, it can go, it makes it skew with. So I'm just trying to...
So are you going to get your microscopic ruler out and just make sure it's the right distance from the edges?
And the other part's that's how good it is. The other part's disappeared. Let's see what it is.
Okay, while Steve's doing that, we've just got one more bit of chatting, and that's Stephen Hyson. Good evening, guys and girls. A bit late.
Good evening, Stephen. No, you're all right.
Better late than never.
Well, that's good. It was there 1 minute ago, and now it's not there.
Is that the bit that we established you could blow out the window?
Yeah. I had them both of them, and next thing it's she's on the Routemaster. And how quickly that just...
It's amazing, isn't it? I've lost bits before, and it's like, well, how did you get over there?
And that's just they're very tinny, aren't they? They're very light.
Yeah, I actually lost a cream screw from Christine's Routemaster on the floor the other day. And I was rubbing my hands along the carpet trying to find it. And I found this screw. And I got up from the floor eventually and looked in my hand. And it was a red screw.
Oops. Oh, dear. I did it on... I've never lost a screw to date, and I'm proud of it, but on Sunday night on the Spitfire show, I accidentally hit the container with the screws and they went flying and no one fell on the floor. Well, after the show'd finished and everything like that, I was literally crawling on my hands and knees with my phone torch, trying to find this screw. Couldn't find it, so I gave my floor a right good sweep the next day and I found it.
Okay, so they're in they're both all in, and they're all in line.
Jolly good.
Okay.
Looks
Very
excellent.
Nice.
Okay, step 4 then, Steve.
Okay.
Step 4 is fit the fuel access trim strip 125p around the fuel filler opening. Fix in place with 8 red NM screws, which go through the panel 125A and into the sockets in the frame beneath. Fit the service opening trim strip 125N around the opening and fix in place with 8 NM screws. Again, they go through the panel 125A and into the sockets in the frame beneath.
Ah, I thought they just went into the sides. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the panel is quite a bit of distance away, so we'll see how it'll draw against the frame.
I do love though, Steve, how you put your finger underneath the screw that you're screwing in to protect, so that the screwdriver doesn't go flying off everywhere and scratch your bus. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I'll get my finger because the Routemaster paint is. I mean, I moved my Routemaster a couple of days ago, and the back panel got a scrape on it. And I went, where did that come from? You know what I mean?
In the paint.
It was either my nails on my hand, or it just brushed against something and I didn't realise. But the paint is just so thin.
Do you know what issue it is that you've damaged, Steve?
It's here. I mean, it's just the corner panel. You see the little mark?
Oh yeah.
Touch of red will do that.
I've touched it in. That's actually been touched in with a Tamiya.
Mhm.
But it was like, I mean, that was just moving it from one plate from one to another innocently. I wasn't like doing anything. I just moved it, put it down, and I went, crikey. So it's going to be if we're doing a lot of moving around or exhibiting, taking it to shows.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
You took that all the way to Rotherham and no damage at all. You move it a little bit in the house.
I move it like one step away, and it was like, where the hell did that come from? But it's prototypical because that's probably where they would get quite a few scratches anyway. Now, when I'm screwing this in now, the panel is quite a bit away from the actual frame. So obviously I can see now when I'm screwing it in, the panel's starting to bow.
Right.
As it all sort of falls into, it's all fitting into place.
So it's pulling the panel in, is it?
It is, yeah, to the frame.
Right.
So I'm tending just to, I'm not out, when I've got all the screws in, I can then go round into a final check.
I'll just bring up the chat. We have Levi Otter. Good evening, all.
Hello, Levi.
And we have Lucas 1945. Evening, everybody. Nice to see you all.
Hello, David. Nice for you to be here.
And I think that might be a bit of a mistake. IH.
Yeah. Of course, this is where we're adding all the detail now, isn't it, Steve? It's all your detailed trim strips and everything that's going around everything.
this is where all the, as you said, it starts to show all its detail, and when all the parts start to come together, and you think, oh, that looks great. That shows that other part off.
They're only small details, but they are making a huge. I mean, like those little strips, they're hardly anything, but they really are making a serious difference.
Yeah.
I must admit, they're a bit tough as well. It's not some are quite easy to screw in, but some are being a bit, unless that's probably a bit of paint block or something like that, I'm pushing out the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's in place now, that one.
Wow.
Smashing.
Okay.
Lovely. So you've got the other one to do now.
One to do now.
And that should be upside down like an N. Or an upside down U. And that's not a sheep on its in a field on its back, is it? No, it's an upside down U.
Okay.
I'll just bring up the chat again. Lucas 1945 said, I had the same problem with the red screws. I have a red mahogany floor and they just disappear. I found a magnet on a bit of a string day, drag it around the floor, it picks them up.
Brilliant.
Well, my son's found screws on the other end of the sitting room where the Routemasters hasn't been.
Really?
So how they got over there, I don't know.
Right.
Let be ping when flying.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That's why I have a white floor. Well, sort of a greyish floor.
I've got charcoal carpet, so it's very hard to find it.
Mm.
You think the reds would stand out, but always tend to no.
Well, it's all right for like red screws and black screws, this floor, but silver screws can be a bit difficult.
They don't seem to stay on the top of the carpet. They suddenly just go under there.
This is doing a lot of flexing. It's just sort of screw one side, the other side's coming up.
Mm.
Do you think it's going in evenly, Steve, or is there problems?
I'm just doing each side. I started to do one side and I could hear it clicking coming up one side, so I'm just going, I'm sort of going from side to side to see if we can get the even. It was definitely sort of, as you were tightening one side, it was lifting the other side.
Yeah.
Right, so they're all in.
Jolly good. Well done. Oh, that must make us on to step 5 then.
Okay.
So step 5 is fit the service opening flap 1250 over the opening. The lower hinged edge fits between the ends of the trim strips fitted in the previous step. Fits in place with 2 red NM screws. Fit to the trim strip 125 I marked A170B around the right hand edge of the panel 125A behind the wheel arch. Fixed in place with 5 red MM screws. So in step 5 there, you've got 2 instructions, Steve. One to fit the service flap with 2 red NM screws, and one to fit the one around the wheel arch with 5 red NM screws.
Okay, now I don't know if you can pick this up on the actual camera, but you'll notice I'm just trying to. The hinge sticks outwards. Can you see there?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Can you see? So that obviously means don't try to put it the other way around. But
Yeah.
Think about it. It could go both ways. I'm just trying to. When I look at it now, it's not very clear, is it? Is it? Do I mount it with the flat? I presume I mount it that way with the hinge on the outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Yes.
Yes, I would have said so.
Yeah, because it's like that side looks really nice and flat.
Yeah.
But I can feel the hinge. The hinge.
It's definitely with
the hinge is on the outside. Yeah, it's just. I'm just trying to just double check for people. Like, you could technically fit it both ways, but it does fit better with the hinge sticking
outwards. Yeah.
Do you want me to go close the shot on the magazine?
You can do, Adrian, if you can find one, please. Aha, yes, that's it. That's the, yeah.
Because it looks quite neat from the other side. With no hinge on the other side. But,
yeah.
Obviously, it's got its hinge stuck outward.
We'd have to have a very fine blade or something to get in there to work with.
Well, I've just put it in loose at the moment. I'm just making it fit. You can actually get your it's slightly opened at the top.
All right.
So I'm just let's just tighten it up a little bit and you can that's it. You can there's a slight movement.
Yeah.
You can actually mine does actually stick up just a little bit.
Jolly good.
But I'm using a screwdriver. I might just see if it can.
So that would be an ideal little mod then, if we was to have one in, let's say, in a garage, and the mechanic was just there opening the flap, ready to put some more oil in or something, and we could have it up on axle stands with the wheels off and things like that, and make a garage diorama out of it, couldn't we?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we wouldn't need the passengers on then if we was going to do a garage diorama, but that is possible.
Well, I'd like to think we wouldn't have the passengers on if it was in the garage.
Well, my suggestion, everyone's need to do this section later, is actually do both those that U piece and this piece together, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, when you tighten them all the screws up, you all have it together, then you know roughly, right, okay, yes.
Yeah, you have to sort of you have to judge it with the bottom of these screws. As I'm tightening one up, you can see it slides to one side. So it's a bit of a undo the screws and then just keep tightening and you know, I'm just pushing my finger down to stop it from sliding. I think that's as best I'm going to get it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't fit flush because it's actually catching on the actual. So I might just put a little file to that and just take the top off.
Yeah.
Because when I shut it, you can actually see. You see the spot where it's touching.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Yes.
So when I try to shut it, you know, it will go further, but that needs a little bit of attention. So I'll probably just try to file that down a little bit and then repaint it.
Yeah.
You see quite clearly now, as every time I keep touching it because the paint's up, there's a spot there.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So that needs a little bit of a flattening off. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that done. So now you want the trim
Round the wheel arch, yeah. And you've got 5 screws on there, 5 NM screws.
Right, so it's the one next to the silver.
Yeah. And now we've got that in position, I'm going to ask you a question, Steve.
Okay.
You know your hubcaps?
Okay.
On your front wheels, the very centre hubcaps where the AEC badge is.
Yeah.
Have you modded the hubcap in any way, shape, or form? Have you painted it?
No. I was thinking of doing the wheel trims, but I've actually seen them when they're brand new. When this era, they were that colour.
Yeah.
If I ever did another one, I would have them obviously polished up for a show bus type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of them I might read because when I actually built the front, I didn't really do any mods because it was. It was built. It was when I first started watching it with Penny on the early ones. They were just pure builds. It was only when we came up with Fleetwood's sidelight mod, and then I think that's when it sort of took off. Then where people were like, "Well, I've done this mod and I've done that mod," so I've untouched the front wheels.
Yeah. Now, I have seen people paint the wheel trims, the wheel nut protectors. I've seen them paint them silver and chromium silver. And I've seen them paint just the edge, and I've seen them paint it all.
Yeah.
So, and actually, in real life, I've seen it all very nice and shiny silver, and I've seen just the edge nice and shiny silver. So, but your hubcap seems to, it could be the camera, it could be, when I look at people's pictures in the Routemaster group, I often think, I wonder if they painted their hubcaps with some chromium paint or something, but I know they do look nice and shiny, but I think sometimes they look a bit extra shiny, if you know what I mean.
The only thing I feel at the moment is the wheel trim's a different colour to the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, do I? It doesn't look so bad. When I always said before, the camera seems to sort of, when you look at it now, if I'm looking at where I'm looking from, it looks okay. But when I'm looking at it through my laptop, you can see it's like two different colours.
Yeah.
Is it worth getting the proper paint? I don't know if it's called Indian red or whatever. Someone probably will know. And painting the actual wheels themselves. You know, take the hubcaps off and then just do a paint job to get a nicer sort of feel. Because the back, I feel the back ones, they look plastic.
Yeah.
Seem to look. They feel they've got that plastic feel. I mean, again, I've just highlighted.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe some people have put like the chrome bits on, but yeah, I've just done that now, and that fits really nicely.
Yeah.
That one.
Jolly good. Okay. So step 6 then. Step 6 is take strip 125B marked A163 and fit along the top of the panel 125A. Checking that the screw holes are aligned, note that at the front of the strip extends to the driver's door opening circled in yellow, in place with the 10 red and M screws circled. They go through the strip and the panel into the frame beneath, leaving the hole at the left hand end free at this stage.
Okay, so I'll just do that. It's the H numbers at the front here, and the beading actually goes over into this panel here. So all the lines, all the holes line up, but as you said, that it just goes over. I don't know if you can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
The end of the beading goes over into the cab frame.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Wow.
So it sort of finishes off that framework, so it looks like the beading carries on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's really handy for me on both Christine's bus and my bus. Okay. So just while Steve's doing these 10 screws along here, Geordie Dave, are you up to this stage yet?
No.
No.
No, I've got the bottom panels on the other side to put on.
Oh, right, okay.
It's been finding time at work.
Yeah, yeah. So you're finding this fascinating then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I love Steve's work.
It's therapeutic, shall we say? Yeah, therapeutic work.
Just the top one's been a little bit temperamental.
Right.
When you were talking about the wheels before, as you know, Dave, I'm doing the mod on the back wheel to take the thin legs off.
Yeah.
And I think the colour for the wheels is Revel 113. Like a red.
Revel 113, what did you say there, Geordie Dave?
I'm sure that was it.
Revel 113.
Yeah, I found it the other night. I was telling you.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at the iPad again, but at the minute I've got another screen because I'm watching the live shows. I'm watching the show live as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was Revel 113, but I'll check that out. I'll put it up on Facebook.
Okay, thank you. Oh, Cuckoo. Shoot that cuckoo.
I quite like the cuckoo now.
The cuckoo's all right. Leave the cuckoo alone.
Just if anybody hasn't heard it before, just spoil it through. But that's deliberate.
Well, it actually reminds me of my old auntie's house in Sheffield. She had a lovely cuckoo clock, and then we had one at home when I was a small child, with large brass acorns on it. I think it was, and it's on chain. You pull the brass acorns down or something to wind it up, something like that.
Yeah, I've seen them like that, but expensive.
Yeah.
Might just take batteries.
It's telling you not to put a screw in the end one for the moment.
On the left-hand side,
The cab. All right, so there's one with the over above the transport.
yes, the far left-hand side one.
Yeah, fine. I presume
And I think
that's
is that because it adjoins to another panel?
Yeah, there's another panel coming for next week.
Yeah. Is that your wearer screwdriver you're using there, Steve?
I am, yeah. The one I've been using all the way through, well, since I've been doing the build on the show, since I was put in the right direction for Mark. From Mark.
Yeah. And you're using that method of sliding your finger along in between the beadings and screws on each one at you to press the beading down.
And it's pushing the panel down as well.
Okay.
Then as if the panel's just, I'm sort of pushing pressure on the panel and the beading.
Yeah, jolly good.
Because it's actually folding underneath the actual, what's we call it? It's going underneath the window.
Ah, right.
So it's
where it
in
should
place,
go, yes.
but it's actually as because obviously I made sure it was flat.
Yeah.
I pushed it along, it's actually clicked itself under the window pan.
Excellent.
So
lovely, neat job.
So just got to watch. I've just backed that screw off because that beading was starting to say, but yeah, nice and straight. That's done.
Jolly good. So we're on to step 7 then. And step 7 is fit strip 125C marked A163B. Across the middle of the panel 125A. above the details fitted in the previous steps. Note that at one end of the strip, 125C, is angled to fit against the wheel arch. Fix in place with 12 red NM screws circled. And then it says fit strip 125D marked A163C above the lower edge of the panel 125A beneath the service opening. Fix in place with 10 red NM screws. Leave the screw hole at the left hand end free at this stage.
Ooh. Right, again, obviously you can only go one way with the chamfer at this end with the wheel arches, and the X number. The X number is this side.
Excellent.
But you can't go wrong because it's a part what's only fit one way.
Yeah.
One of the other reasons I'm holding up for as well is what she's doing this time. I want to get my base stuck so that when the bus is up on its stand and I'm pushing it, put a little pressure on it, doesn't push the bus off the stand.
Yeah.
Because when you just stand on the stands on the top of things, if you put any pressure, it'll just slide the stands and the bus will just fall off the stand.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So you need it nice and stable.
Yeah, so I want to get this base done so that before I start.
Yeah, I mean, mine's on my base because I just don't want the pressure. You imagine trying to screw the screws and the pressure on the tyres. If I left it on its wheels, how you could be like scraping the tyres sideways.
Yeah. I mean, mine's at the moment it's not at the stage for a base, but I've built a base for it anyway because I just don't want to risk it all that weight on the chassis.
Yeah, I mean, yours is basically a single decker, so it's not that bad at the moment. But
no.
Once that top deck goes on,
yeah,
I think that's when the weight starts to problem to the wheels.
Them plastic things hold great, but I noticed when I was putting the top panels on, I was having to hold the other side of the bus not screwing in, which meant you couldn't use your thumb to slide along.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do the other panels until I can get the bus on something where it's off the wheels and I can. So I thought, my son's got some wood it is, so he says, so we'll go along and build the base. Might try and get it done there on Saturday when I'm off. But that's what's been holding us back. As well as work. And I just got me wrote up for next week. I'm working for 6 days next week, so. It's the time of year where staff are on holiday, so we've got to fill in.
Well, I went down into my local town today and literally queuing outside the school uniform shop.
Yeah, a couple of weeks' time, they're back on.
Yeah. Luckily, though, when we moved and we got my youngest son into high school, where we actually had to buy all new uniform because it was a different school, but he only wore it for a couple of weeks before we went into lockdown, so.
Yeah, school uniform. I remember them days. So
Yeah.
You have my full sympathy. Anybody buying school uniforms, and it's not very pleasant sometimes. I mean, yes, it's nice to have the pupils all looking smart and everything, but
the thing is, I always seem to bung the prices up on.
yeah,
uniform shirts or right? Yeah, you could go out black, you know. Well, they wear pullovers, don't they? Or jumpers, or whatever you want to call them. And
Yeah, yeah.
because it's got the school logo on it, about 3 times the price of what a pullover would be if you bought it without the logo on.
That's right. So the school uniform that I had to have a blazer and white shirt and tie and a satchel, proper satchel,
I was lucky.
leather.
I was lucky. I went to a rough school. We didn't have to wear uniform.
Luckily, I wasn't there long.
163C now entered across the bottom.
So it's 163C, yes, across the bottom, Steve, with 10 red M screws.
We had a bit of to do with when youngest was at his old high school, where we bought him all his uniform on the for when he was in year 7, which was the first year in high school. After 1 year, they decided to change the uniform, got rid of all the jumpers, got rid of all the t-shirts. They had to wear shirt, tie, blazer. So we bought this uniform that was only there for a year, and we had to replace it all again.
Oh my goodness me!
Yeah, schools do that, but they don't give you help with the money to buy it, do they?
No,
they don't. No, well, as soon as we got that figure for this bus, the school lad, okay, he has a cap and everything, doesn't he, in a school uniform. Oh my goodness me, yeah. Took me back a few years.
Didn't like me high school days.
Oh, well, one of the things we did, we moved house from one place to another, and I couldn't actually get into a school, which I should have been into. And I went to a special school, and I absolutely and utterly loved that school. It was wonderful. Taught me a lot about life.
I hated high school.
Right, again, I put the beading in, and the X number is at the back here for some reason. So it all fits quite nicely, but the X number is at the back.
Okay, so it looks like the H numbers are going towards the rear then on this side.
Yeah, it seems to be. I thought they would have been, like, as you said, going at the front, but they seem to fit better with the X number at the rear end. I've just gone along with the nail because I just don't know if it's like, dust or muck from 2.5 years of standing.
Yeah.
One of the screws I couldn't get one of the screws in, so I had to get the nail in to sort of clear the way.
Yeah, I understand.
Because it might, as you said, I know the frame's not been too, but obviously the bottom chassis bit's probably been around that long.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone's filing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What?
I thought I could hear something.
I thought I could hear a squeaking noise.
Yeah, like somebody filing something.
I was leading against the radio. I might have been up for it, no? I was against the game. I haven't made a noise.
No. Could be a bit of interference coming through. Seems to be a lot of people on the net recently, doesn't they?
Yeah.
There's on the news today, so a lot of people who are using Zoom and all that, they don't like the way they look, so they're getting face jobs. Yeah, because now they see themselves on. Nah, usually you talk on the phone, you'll see yourself. The news said a lot of people who are seeing themselves and they're going, my hair's receding or stuff like that. Oh, look at it.
It's a bit late for me.
Too late for me.
What I've noticed with these bottom beadings, very glossy. They've had a, I'm looking at the beading what's gone across the top deck.
Yeah.
It's just got like a minimum red paint. But I've noticed these bottom ones on obviously my issue, very glossy.
All right.
They've had an extra spray or something.
Yeah.
You think when they built this bus, they would have given a couple of layers of paint?
Yeah, you thought so, Dave.
Okay, so that's that bottom one done.
Okay, so that's step 7 done then. So step 8. And step 8 is the first strip 125E marked A164 is fitted vertically to the right of the London Transport gold lettering. The second strip 125E marked A164 is fitted vertically beside the driver's door opening. Fix each one in place with 3 red NM screws circled. And then it says fit strip 125G marked A166 vertically in line with the first strip 125E. Fit strip 125F marked A165M in line with the section strip 125E, so that the indents fit around the step inset. Fix each of the strips in place with 3 red NM screws circled. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 strips to fit there, Steve.
Yeah.
Starting with the first one at 125E behind the T in London Transport, marked A164.
Oh, that's a long instruction.
Well, I've done that one. You've read the instruction. I've actually fitted a beading panel already.
Oh my gosh. So we've got to go now to 125E. The A164 fitted vertically beside the driver's door opening.
Right, so that was the one I did. Why you were telling the instructions? That's how long-winded they were.
Yeah.
Just bring up the chat. Lucas 1945 says, we were lucky. My boys' school had its own shop and sold them at a reduced price. Any profit went to the school. Also, they had a second hand, so as they grew, you could swap.
Oh.
Oh,
It's a very tough one, this one. I might try a different screw.
My bus won't actually move with the stands on, because what I've done is I've got some bits of wood that fit exactly into the stands, and I've affixed that wood onto the stand and then put onto the base and then put the stand on top, and mine don't move anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually the base what slid on the on the plastic. The bus never moved. It's the actual wood.
All right.
Slid on me cutting boards. So it's not, the bus was fine. It was just.
It just looked from up for me like the stands moved.
No.
No, that's one thing about the stand. What David Buckingham made. They don't go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, so that's that. Well, that fitted in. So that's the vertical. So now
you need another vertical in line with the first vertical, and that is 125G marked A166. So that goes vertically in line with the first strip vertically. And I do believe that has another 3 red NM screws.
I think we're getting near to the end now, aren't we?
Yeah, it's getting quite sad now. You know, that it's coming to an end, because obviously we're enjoying it so much.
Mm.
And the results that we're getting is absolutely fantastic. I do adore this build with a passion.
So when you're painting yours, Dave, is the paint a lot thicker than what these have put on?
Yeah, it's a little bit thicker than these. Yeah, a bit more substantial to. Well, I've not had a paint chip yet, so. But yeah, just a little bit more substantial. I think it's more in the preparation than anything else, you know, to make it adhere to the panel.
Mm-hmm. I think they've just sprayed this over the top of the metal. I don't think they've even put an undercoat on.
Yeah, that might well be so, to cut a few corners. So this is the controversial strip then, Steve. So this strip is 125F. And this is marked A165M, and this is the one that goes around the foot hold in the side panel there. Now, a few people have had a problem with this. I've noticed that the strip is actually the opposite way round and will not fit properly unless it's fitted upside down, inside out, wrong way round. And then it obviously it will only just fit because it's not shaped right, and then it has a number stamped on it, so that's visible. I've heard a few people said that they've just, to save messing around getting in touch with Hachette, they've actually filled the number in and then sanded the piece down and painted it red and stuck it on, and it's been fine. But I would love to know how many people have actually got one of these pieces wrong. One of these wrong pieces from our set. I know of a couple, but I don't know of many so far.
Did you check yours, Dave, when you picked them up today?
I checked one of them. Yeah, I checked one of them. I haven't looked at the other one yet. So
Okay, so that's fitted really nicely. No, not a problem.
yeah, only good.
So that's the four. That's the four now. 4 verticals are in.
Yeah, so that's step 8 complete. Step 9 then. The 2 short strips 125H marked A167 are positioned vertically at the bottom of the panel 125A in line with the strips in step 8. Fix each strip in place with 2 red NM screws circled.
My opinion, people should have contacted Harsh and said, look, there was a defect of the part, just in case if they reproduce
Yeah,
the parts. It could be one packet, right? Okay, I need to pack that item, but they picked the wrong part. Or if it's machine packed, someone ended up putting the wrong tray of parts on the machine to pack into the tray.
I find it very interesting that on a mass-produced, it's obviously mass-produced, that some of them are the right part and some of them are the wrong part.
I've just looked at my 119, which is the other side one, and the thought it looks okay or not.
okay. I do believe it's just this offside that people are having problems with. Dave.
I haven't got that for you. I picked it up.
Don't forget we had this sort of situation once before on a different part of the bus.
Yeah, I've seen something on Facebook before about somebody having a problem with the part was wrong.
Yeah,
and we
that
did
was
the
issue
back
12
axle.
and 13, wasn't it? The way I rectified it, I mean, it was only a minor detail, but you had a little plastic flap. It was push fit connection, and I found that part issue 12, if you got a duplicate issue 12, it would fit onto issue 13. So I got Harshek to send me 3 issues, but that was all. I felt really bad because they wanted one tiny piece out of each issue, and they sent me 3 complete issues.
Wow!
Which they don't do individual parts. They just give you that. If one tiny bit is wrong, they'll send you the whole issue.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a bit of a waste.
Yeah.
But then if they got it right in the first place, they wouldn't have to send anything out, would they?
No, that's true.
That's correct, though, isn't it?
All the issues are made, we're probably not making much of it.
Well, the thing is, if everybody did, if this was wrong for a lot of people, I mean, you know that for every person that is ringing up and complaining, there's probably 3 or 4 that isn't. So if there was enough people complained that they went, okay, fine, we'll reissue that part correctly, they would probably then send out every subscriber a replacement part with the next parts.
Yeah.
Well, we've done that with the Spitfire out there now. There's already been a couple of issues where there's been changes.
Yeah, it's not correction issue 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the Terminator. That had a correction in issue 1.
Yeah.
With the eyes.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, they had the top bar bit was upside down.
Yeah. So Harshek had a problem in issue 1 of that.
So I mean, mistakes are made. To me, it's how you put them right.
Okay, they're done.
I'd rather have them put in right earlier than wait till you've fitted all apart and you've got to strip them down again.
The problem
Okay.
is, I think you find they didn't put them out for Gora, did they?
Yes, yes, they did.
You mean the instructions? They put the correct instructions in.
Yes.
Okay,
have-
Steve.
Sorry, go on.
All right, so that's the bottom one's done.
Jolly good. And so step 10, which is the final step, thank goodness.
I was thinking that.
Step 10 is fit the two garage code plates 125J and the running number 125K into the bracket 125L. I do believe that the 13 goes next to the driver's door and the B goes nearer the back.
Okay.
Okay.
I wonder if these will be like the other ones, loose.
Yeah, now I can't remember what you did with the others.
I basically see where the two screws are.
Yeah,
I just dropped a bit of glue on the heads of them,
yeah.
and then when I dropped it in, and that's it.
That's it.
Wow, well done, Steve.
It's a long one today, wasn't it?
You've been building for nearly an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow, that's fabulous. Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Looks superb. Superb. Right, so that's the finished views then, guys, of tonight's epic build of 125.
It was an awful long time for the amount that we've added, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When you're building, like when you're adding a lot of size to it, it hasn't actually taken that long.
No, so out of curiosity, Steve, out roughly how many red NM screws have you got left out of them 85?
I would say probably about 6.
Right.
So they have given you proportionally roughly the same number of spare screws as you would normally get.
Yeah.
Trouble is, though, then you think to myself, wow, I've just put 79 screws in the bus.
I think two or three shot off somewhere, so I probably got about 8 spare screws.
Do you know, I can't remember, do they list the number of screws they give you or the number of screws that you need? Because I know some will say 10 screws, of which one is spare, and others will say 10 plus 1.
I think they used to say that many plus one spare. But I think this quantity couldn't be.
Yeah.
Let's see, didn't they say there was 85 screws?
85, yeah, in the
In their part list?
83 screws. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, trying to get the camera far enough away from it now.
Yeah.
It gets harder, doesn't it?
Without bumping into everything. I'll get it.
Yeah.
And Steve, could we have a look at your the mods that you did on the back, with the number 11?
Yeah.
Because you've obviously finished that off now, haven't you?
That's all finished now. I'm just looking reverse back. Come on, doggy, out the way. Got a dog just underneath me, so okay, so
yeah.
Again, I cleaned up the screw I've just drilled a fresh hole. I don't know if you can see it very well.
Yeah.
The panel's there's a gap. You can see the gap.
Yeah.
But it's one of them. I'm telling you that there's a gap there. People can see it. But as he says, I've got the watch your step. I've got my mod now, which is at least everything's flush. Obviously, it does light up as well. If I can sort of see all the screws have been painted red now, so it's all sort of uniformed. Obviously, I've still got the side planned for further shows. As you said, we're going to the back. Got the conductress and it's all looking the part now. As I said, when you look down the side of the bus now, it's not much frame left.
And then it'll all be hidden.
Are you going to do what's been suggested before, Steve, and put like a little note inside, just behind the panels, maybe saying that when and where it was built and who it was built by, and
I could
the dates and everything.
I'll have a think about it over the next week, and I might get like print a little computer thing off and just say this was built between such a time and such a time by myself.
Put a link into the YouTube and things like that.
That would be a nice place just there, wouldn't it? It's a nice panel. So I'll maybe have to think about something. Maybe we can all think about what. It's like the Blue Peter thing when they used to do it at school, didn't they? When you watch the Blue Peter Garden, and they used to bury a box.
Yeah, the
time box, isn't it?
Yeah,
time box, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I could do that. That's something nice to do. Yeah.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it too. Yeah.
Remember the first day that they started it?
No, I can't remember the first day. No,
I can.
January 2018, right?
What's that?
January 2018.
January the 29th. Or might even have been a little snow. Hang on. Right, I'm going to have to work it out now. I'm sure it's January. It is January 2018, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's January the 31st that it came out.
January the 31st, was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it was when it came out, I was actually not training school, but when you start a new job and you have to go and do all the route learning and everything. I was that with Newport.
Yeah.
I remember it well.
Now, Steve, I have noticed something about the front end of your bus.
Okay.
And that is the air intake grill just below the destination there. You've painted black.
Yeah. I saw a photograph someone put on the Facebook group, not on our group, but like on the AC, and they had a photograph of exactly this style, the cream band, and I noticed, I don't know if it was muck, because they all did start off as red, but it was a mod I should have done from issue 1.
Yeah.
Because there were a few people in the time that actually did paint theirs black and then fitted it to the grill, and I always regret thinking I should have. I've gone through the build. I've always said I really should have done that. So I've actually hand painted it very, very carefully with just Humbrol black, and I think it makes it look pot. I think it actually brings out more, the contrast,
detail. Yeah.
Obviously, I know there's different designs. I tried to sort of leave the red, that was like a red white webbing, but when I actually left when I painted it all black, and left the actual red, it just didn't look right.
Yeah.
It could probably. So I thought, do I do a wishy-washy black and it looks awful, or I painted it black? You know, what I mean, it looks all right. Is it just? It's another little mod where if they're all lined up in a line, I can say there's over there sort of thing.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. So is it black gloss or is it black matte?
It was humble black matte.
Black matte, yeah.
But it has tend to got a little bit of a sheen to it. Maybe because I couldn't rub down the red paint.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to put any sandpaper near it, so maybe painting over red gloss has given it a bit of a shine sort of thing. I don't know if that's
of course.
But yeah, it's I don't know. As I said, it's just the highlight because I know some people, you know, when you look at the Routemaster, I mean, you've got the chrome around the headlights, you've got the triangle. Obviously, this disappeared and the triangle came up. Then, as you said, like yours, they put the panels over the cooling
grills. Yeah,
you know. Well, as you said, it's been around for so long. They must have done so many mods. And again, I'm just waiting to see what type of wiper blade they'll give us.
Yeah.
You know, will it be a single one or will it be a double one? And then someone will say, "Oh, wrong, wrong. It's the wrong version." But
it's half an inch too long.
Just what?
The windscreen wipers, they'll go, it's half an inch too long.
Oh yeah.
And I wonder who's going to make a big scrape mark in the glass.
Yeah, they always had one, didn't they?
I'm not going to say in public, but I can already imagine who that is.
Yeah.
No, there is a very, very good modder out there who's weathering. His weathering is second to none.
It's fabulous, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the finished views on the magazine.
Yeah.
Finish yours from the magazine. Oh, there we are.
Lovely.
Just doesn't look the same, does it? I know it's a graphic thing, but it doesn't do it justice, does it? The picture.
No, the magazine never does the true model justice. Without a shadow of a doubt, it doesn't. So, and then have you got a view of next week's build, issue 126, Adrian?
Yep, and here we go.
Okay, so this is next week's build, coming in issue 126. A build the Routemaster. The last panel is fitted to the offside lower deck, together with trim strips. Whoa. So, and while we're talking about next week's build, I want to remind people that it will be on my channel next week. I will be hosting the show next week, and so you're quite welcome to pop along. We have got a guest that's going to come along with us and join us, and so we're going to have a look at that, and we're going to be building issue 126. I think you'll have to watch out for the time, because the time may alter within 15 or 20 minutes or so. So please watch out for the time. At the moment, it's 8 p.m, but it's quite possible that it could be 8:30 p.m. So please watch out for that on the group, and we'll let you know in due course when it's going to happen. And over to you, Matt, for the schedule.
Yeah, well, I'll just do chat first of all.
Okay.
So we've got Stephen Hyson, so relaxing watching you build, Steve-O.
Thank you.
We've got P40F20, nicely done, Steve-O, nicely done.
Thank you very much.
And with P40F20, all watching, hit the thumbs up button.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you...
And looked at the thumbs up, and
So
Thank
yeah, YouTube schedule then. Tomorrow night there's nothing. Friday, and you're not doing Friday, are you, Adrian?
No, I'm not doing Friday.
No. So there's nothing on Friday evening. There's nothing on Saturday evening. Sunday though, it's Build with Adrian.
Yes, I'm doing the tank this Sunday.
Fantastic. Monday would be Chris Camplin, but we don't know what he's doing because he hasn't received any Terminator parts for some unknown reason. Tuesday again is back to you, Adrian.
Yes, I'm doing the Terminator issues 73 and 74.
Okay. And Wednesday, Penny.
Wednesday, absolutely nothing to do with building massive, great big models. But we have now managed to, it looks like we can pin down a regular date and a day and time for our, myself and Yorkshire Crafter have been doing diamond painting. Just a short little show, which we want to try and evolve into something more regular. We've begun it at a beginner level. It seems to have been well received, and we just want to see where that goes. And essentially, it's just a work in progress and a chat, and you know, people throwing questions and just something to do in the afternoon, really.
Fantastic. So everybody, if you're able to watch that, tune in. I watch it every time, and I cast it to my TV.
You have no choice when your wife is a co-host, do you?
Well, no.
What time is that?
We're thinking of 1 o'clock because that's quite a nice, convenient. That's what I call lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
So I don't get in from work.
you're more than welcome. I mean, obviously, we'll do a dual cast, so it will go out on my channel and Yorkshire Crafters channel. So it'll sit there along with all my new content that I'm hoping to put out soon.
Excellent.
fantastic. And then Wednesday evening, it's over to Dave Sir on his channel.
Wednesday evening, yeah, on my channel, 8 or 8:30. Yeah, we'll let you know well beforehand. So it'll be 8 or 8:30 on my channel on Wednesday night for issue 126 of Build the Routemasters, and where we'll finish off all them panels down that side. So obviously we'll have Steve-O building again, won't we, Steve-O?
Yeah.
And yeah, really good. And the dream team will be back. And one thing I've noticed tonight, Mark, which I've got to say, and that is in your background photograph that you're having on the show tonight, which is absolutely wonderful. You have Christine's bust there. You have CUV 208C RM 2208 at Dewsbury Bus Museum. And at that particular time, that bus was owned by a really good friend of mine, Malcolm King, and he used to store it there at the Dewsbury Bus Museum, and he actually restored it there at the Dewsbury Bus Museum. And he brought it from Dewsbury Bus Museum once to a car show that me and Christine were organising over here in East Yorkshire, and I am eternally grateful for that. Because he brought it along. It was a lovely summer's day, and it did look even more better than it does in any photograph. It did look absolutely wonderful. And another thing I've noticed, Mark, which is fabulous tonight, and that is above me here, above me is Steve-O's bus. So well done on doing that as well.
No problem. Okay. Yeah, I saw that picture and I thought it's a shilly beer, so I'm going to have it on as the background tonight. I did not know, though, it was Christine's bus that you're doing. Yeah. So I hope Christine's happy that her bus was featured on the show tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'll just do chat quickly. We have P40F20, great show tonight, Dream Team.
Thank you very much.
And we have Yorkshire Crafter, yes, please join us.
Yes.
Okay, and I think that's it. We really have gone on for one tonight, haven't we?
Yeah, this might be. I do know I was involved in a really long build once, but I don't think it was quite this long, was it? I
Yeah.
know there was a build I did that it was literally cracked straight into it, and it was like we finished late, didn't we? And we didn't even do any aftershock yet.
I think it was
Yeah.
I think it was one night you won for a good 3 hours, Penny.
Pardon?
I think it was one night out of the build you won for a good 3 hours.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Mark,
And it was nice because a lot of people going, yeah, really well done, Penny. You know, you kept your cool, and do you know what? That meant more to me than people paying me to do something. Just for them saying, oh, you've done well today, and that gave me a real lift.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Adrian.
why don't you share the background image?
Oh, I can do. Hold on.
So at least everyone can see it in the
Hang
full
on.
screen then, sort of thing.
Let me open the tab up. Right. Zoom in. Right. I'm on it.
Excellent.
There we go.
There you go, guys.
Wow. Well, Christine's bus is the one on the left-hand side. CUV208C, affectionately known actually as Rocky the Routemaster. So it was given that name somewhere up in Scotland, I believe, when it was used by Clydeside in Scotland. And Rocky the Routemaster, that's what he was affectionately known as. And restored, as I say, by a good friend of mine, Malcolm King. And I've personally seen it and ridden on it in 1996, 7, something like that, I think it was. And it is the most beautiful of buses. Unfortunately, it does not wear that livery any longer. It does wear the red 1970s livery now of London Transport, with the London Transport logo on the side, the white logo, the white bamboo. So it was one of the original Shillabia Routemasters, RM2208, and there was 12 of them painted in them colours, and that was one of the original painted in 1979.
Wow. Wow. Amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, fantastic.
And a personal thank you to you, Matt, for sharing it tonight, because it means a lot. Thank you.
I knew it was a Shillabia bus, so I knew Christine would be happy, but I didn't realise it was the actual one you're modelling your bus, her bus on.
Well,
so.
it's there at your hometown as well. So.
Yeah, that's true. So, right, so what we'll do, we'll go in reverse as we started to say goodbyes. So, first of all is Geordie Dave.
Great show, sorry, great show tonight. Thumbs up for this channel. I hope everybody's going to put and subscribe to me as well. Thank you for having me on as a guest, and hope to see you again soon.
You're welcome. And next is Penny.
So, wow, what a show. Fantastic. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, all the rest of it. And hopefully we'll see you next week.
Okay. And Steve.
All right, so good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Another step closer. I'm just I'm carrying on now with more modelling. I'm just gluing the depot things in. So
stop, can you, Steve?
Can't stop. No, it's got to be done.
Okay. And next is Mr. Dave, sir.
Well, thanks ever so much for watching and commenting tonight, and giving us a nice good thumbs up, as you usually do. And it's been a marvellous show. It's been a difficult one to both narrate and to build, but we do this every week. We don't get any pay for it or anything. We do it for your pleasure. So if you like us, give us a nice good thumbs up. If you don't like us, you don't have to watch us. It's as simple as that. Thanks ever so much once again. Join us again next week on the Routemasters show, and it'll be issue 126 on my channel.
Okay, and build with Adrian.
Yes, good show. Thanks, Steve, for doing the build again.
Okay. And back to me. So thank you everybody for tuning in tonight to watch the Routemaster show. It's been a pleasure to host it as always. And thank you to all my guests and co-hosts that have come on tonight. You've been absolutely fantastic. But I think a big shout out is to Steve-O for doing all that work. And yeah, he did it without even having a break. So well done, Steve-O. So it's a goodbye from me, and I'll catch you all later. So goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, all.
Goodbye now.
Bye.